right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Back to some NASCAR charter ops here. The boys did okay in Richmond. Finished in the both cars finished in the top 10. I'm going to talk. If this is your first time dropping in on this series, I'll explain more of that once we get in the air up to our cruising altitude, which we won't be there for long. We are taking the boys here, Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher, from Richmond, Virginia to Martinsville, Virginia, also Virginia. So not a very long flight. I'll kind of show it to you real fast, and then we're going to jump in the cockpit and get to work. So our flight plan is basically out of Richmond, top a climb shortly after, and then flying south west here for just a little bit, and then top a descent there after Drake, and we'll find our way into Martinsville. So not a very long flight. I expect total block time to be about an hour, hour 10 or so. Let's look at the OFP. I mean, it's not going to be long. Yeah, it's not going to be long at all. Like an hour 10. Only 39 minutes in the air. Here we go. Block time of 107. We're only going to go up to 24,000 feet, which is a little more than half of this airplane's operating altitude. But anyway, we're going to hop in here and get this thing started up. I've flown it a couple of times recently, but I can't say that it's second nature to me, this plane. One of the downsides about, you know, goofing off with different types of airplanes is you don't become super proficient at any one of them. So first things first, I want to real quickly make sure that I've got my controls set for this airplane. Vision Jet, we want to change that to my Citation set. Citation throttles. Oh, you know what? I need to change out a couple of things on my Alt Enter, go full screen, apply and save, and go back. Okay, that should set that up. Now, I do need to real quickly change out some stuff on the Bravo because it's a different set of levers and whatnots. So let me do that just real fast. I'm curious if anyone out there in the chat has been following the racing because, there's some drama this last time regarding, let me look down here. There's some drama regarding Denny Hamlin's restart there, that late restart, and whether it was a foul or not. I found it to be kind of. I like Denny Hamlin. I'm a fan of his, but I did find it to be pretty inconsistent application of the rules. And I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on it, dear viewing public, as to what your thoughts were. Because if you're going to have rules, have rules. They should apply at any point during the event. And NASCAR kind of overtly came out and said, last couple of laps doesn't matter. And I think I wholesale disagree with that assessment. Sorry, I'm just finishing up reconfiguring my Bravo here, and then we'll get this airplane started and get on the way. All right, let's do this. Let's do this like Brutus. All right, so again, not the most familiar with this airplane. I'm not actually sure. I haven't set up VATSIM yet. Let me get connected. I'll find out if I am. Goodness, what is the type code for this thing? Say on here. Type code of C25 Charlie. Charlie 25 Charlie. Citation CJ4. Connect. All right, auto ATC. No controllers in my area, so it's going to give me a squawk. Pop that on in a moment. And I'm also going to pull up the map. SimAware. We'll just visually verify that real fast. Coverage. Here to be correct. I don't think we'll have ATC for this whole flight, so we'll just do local announcements, traffic announcements as we get out of Dodge here. All right. Otherwise, we are ready to start up the airplane and get rolling. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on alternator, bat, avionics. We'll go ahead and turn on our nav, beacon, and strobe. Landing light off for the moment. While I'm down here, we'll turn on the display, get the lights armed, and we'll turn on our generators. Yep. Okay. We'll go ahead and initialize here. So index. What the heck? Why can't I? Where do I go to? Here, here we go. All right, so we got that now. That should be getting started up in here. We'll go ahead and start popping in our flight plan. So our origin is going to be, oh, I remember now, I got keyboard input. Yes, yes, yes. KRIC is where we're starting. And then KMTV, is that what it was? Martinsville for landing. And let's just validate that real fast since I'm going from memory. And we should have the OFP up anyway for this. Figured out what the issue was where the OFP, every time I'd open it up here in Sim, that it was crashing stuff. What it ended up being was DirectX 12. I was using DirectX 12, which is, I guess, still in beta. And that was causing some problems. Do I have an alternate here? I'm still not as fast as reading these as I'd like to say that I'd like to be. But I don't see an alternate listed, do you? Richmond, Martinsville. Alternate listed. So we're going to go without an alternate. Execute. And we'll go to perform in it. 24000. And we're just going to do 2 passengers. Takeoff. I think we're expecting, but we'll look real quickly at ATIS information first before we make this call. Looking at runways. We should be departing on either runway 20 or runway 16, getting out of Richmond. Let's look at this map real fast. I don't know what this place looks like. Charts, taxi. So 20 or 16 there. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go back and look again at the weather. Look at ATIS, nothing there. METAR. 2964 is the Barrow. Set that while we're looking at it. All right, executive decision. We're going to go with runway 20. So probably going to skip over some stuff here and pop in our legs. Pretty simple. Pretty simple flight plan today. Should be right. I mean, it's a really short little hop. Again, 240 is going to be our cruising altitude. Is Drake the only? Wow, okay, so the Cali 17 or Cali 7 departure and then Drake. Okay. So DRAIK and there. Execute. And we'll go ahead and set up departure of Cali 17 for runway 20 is what we decided. Execute. We won't put in a approach yet. No need for that. What I should be at Cali profile. Cali's not even called out on there. Interesting. Okay, we'll go without that. Might even hand fly this whole thing. I don't know. I'm not going to be up there very long. So, got that done. Let's look at perf numbers, fuel management. Let's look at takeoff speeds, runway 20. What's runway wind? Scroll down here and look at the winds. Or actually, I guess we should probably. And it's 180 at 9. 180/9. Da, ba, da, ba. Runway slope. Do I have runway slope information on here? Hey, minus 0.09. So, can I do negative on here? Not what I wanted, I don't think. If that works. No. Is there a minus button on here? I don't see a minus button on here. Okay, I don't care. I don't think it's going to make a big difference. If anyone out there can tell me how to do a minus. Oh, there it is, right there. Minus 0.09. There. There we go, down 0.1. Got it. Neat. It's dry outside, and temp is... Temp is... I just say 190 at 9. Interesting, this is 180 at 9. The heck's the temperature at? Yeah, 180 at 9. Alright, am I crazy? Or am I just not seeing temp over here? Okay, we'll skip over that. So I think we want to go down one notch of flaps, right? So that is 15 degrees. 1.5. Interesting. See, I just don't know how this thing works all that well. We should be able to take off without those bugs. One of these days, though, I need to get the working title mod working properly and figure out all that stuff. Really do this properly. Ever since one of these most recent updates, I have been unable to get the working title mod working the way I'd like. Oh, weather. I forgot I could do weather in here. West weather. From KRIC, please. Send. DHF in progress. Cool. We'll wait on that for just a moment. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and start firing up airplane thingies. Looking at that right engine, let's first check. Switches are on, cast messages, no cast messages. We're going to go ahead and turn on the right starter. Listen for the spool up. start. Close the shield. Broken at 19. Overcast at 300. 21 and 14. 2964. 802. I don't see Celsius on there anywhere, so we're going to go without temps, I guess. Go ahead and dial our radio into 122.8 Unicom. Boink. Close the OFP for the moment. Looks like we've got a good engine start. Sir, good engine start confirmed. Let's look at this runway course. 20. Oh no, we're leaving on 20. So, yeah, 203, right? So let's go ahead and set our heading to 203 for getting out of here. And it's going to be almost an immediate turn as soon as we get off the ground, so that's okay. Got one good engine start. Let's go ahead and set up the other one. That's DOS coming up. Engine numero uno. Turn on our flight director. Great, but not the autopilot yet. We'll turn on both flight directors. So yeah, that's not that way that works. That's a Boeing thing. Let's go ahead and turn on pitot. Boost, fade, ignition, da-da-da-da-da, fuel transfer set. Alright, pitot is up and on. Parking brake is still standing, so we'll leave that for the moment. Alright, I think we're largely ready here. Back here, just look at our flight plan. Like, as soon as we get in the air, we need to figure out our approach. I don't know why I can't see what the temperature is here. I'm going to quickly cheat and go out to ye olde internet and look at METAR's page and see if I can see what the Celsius is here in Richmond. KRIC. I don't know how to find that in Sim, I guess. 21.1 Celsius. So we'll roll with that. 21.1. Let me see if it lets me do a decimal. Nope. So clear 21 Celsius. Nice. Next. Nice. Now I've got speed bugs. Okay. Very cool. All right. Here's our beautiful aeroplane for the day. Let's go ahead and turn on some lights. I forget that the mapping isn't quite right in my controllers here, so we'll turn on logo, beacon, nav, and strobe. Go ahead and tell our passengers to buckle up. And let's begin pushback. Hold the brakes for a minute here. Richmond traffic, Roush 617 type Cessna CJ4 Citation. Preparing to push back for taxi Uniform Alpha to depart to the southwest. Runway 20. Richmond traffic. This guy is going to push me back. We are going to, let's see if this annotation thing works. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where do I get to do annotating? Get this new annotation thingy. Not this, right? No, that's for that. Where's the new annotation tool? Pinboard route, blah, 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 blah. There's a new annotation tool, right, that you're supposed to be able to draw on the map. Why don't I see it here? Oh, look, it wants me to take off runway 16. Well, this does, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to take off 20. Okay, we'll have them stop us there. You can go ahead and go away. Cali to Drake. I think the safest way out is going to be back to the left there. So we'll go ahead and both engines up a little bit. On our taxi light. Oops. Busy looking at lights, not looking at the road. Look at the road, Laughter. This looks less like a taxiway and more like a yard. That's alright. We'll take a left-a-roo here. And taxi all the way down and get on runway 20. We need to be over there. Take this next turn here. And we'll get over there. Where's the annotation tool was recently released? Anyway, cutting corners, doing stuff, cruising along. Hoping DX11 isn't a downgrade to my experience. I've been playing on DX12 this whole time, but didn't know it was in beta, and I guess that was what was causing my crashes. Every time I would open up the OFP in Navigraph, it would freeze the whole sim and cause many problems. So down one notch of flaps while we're taxiing here. Kind of go around the cockpit, make sure we're good. We got our flight director enabled. We got speed bugs plugged in. Our outgoing heading is set. We should probably go ahead and set out outgoing course as well. Or do I need to? Nah, not really. Pretty much ready. Frequency's plugged in. We'll have to look and see if there's a localizer frequency later for... oh, crap, I never did do my transponder. Transponder was 3572, so we'll go transponder sure that's plugged in. 3572 RA. Yep, looking good. So easy to allow it to get off track there when you're not paying super close attention. Short little hop, way shorter than what I've been doing. That Vision Jet flight from Austin to, where did I go? Austin to Richmond. Boy, that was over 4 hours. I want to say it was 4.5 hours plus startup and shutdown time. Not to mention it was complicated at the end there because I lost ATC. Like, he lost me, I lost him, whatever, and I was like off his radar, and I managed to completely miss during the whole vectors period. I managed to completely screw up my my approach and ended up very much in the wrong place, and had to circle back in a really bad and unsafe way to get to final approach. You know, unless you were watching on the stream, I don't think you saw it happen. But man, if you were to see an overhead chart of that flight path, you'd be like, "What's this guy drinking?" And the answer is usually vodka. All right, let's look around. No traffic inbound. No traffic outbound. All right. Richmond traffic, Richmond traffic. Let's make sure I'm transmitting. Richmond traffic, Roush 617, type Citation CJ4, preparing to exit to the southwest, runway 20. Richmond traffic. Entering 20 now. Plug that little blast bit in there. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn on landing lights. I keep forgetting, I gotta do that here. It's like some weird combination. There it is, landing lights. Okay. All right. Toga's in the chat. Spool them up. And release. Sure none of those messages are for me. Nope. Okay. Looking for our bugs over here. Ooh, she's a rocket ship. And we're up. Positive rate, gear is up. We'll bring it back to climb and immediately begin a right bank. Take a look. Woo. Absolute rocket ship. Okay, that's pretty close to on point there. Oh, hold on. No, it isn't. Need a bit more, need a bit more. I turned a bit too early. Keep it around 10 degrees here. Keep hand flying it for a moment. Very nice. Not too shabby. So, we're a little over our climbing profile. Oopsie. I was supposed to stay... Oh, 5,000 or above. Okay, at iTeam. Alright, that's good. I shall clear myself up to 240. So let's go ahead and set altitude to 240 here. Just using my Bravo to do that. Kind of touchy. And then as soon as I get to cruise, I'll need to start thinking about the descent profile. Still at 9,000. Keep the landing lights on. Still manually flying this old girl at this point. Okay, it's 10,000. Landing lights off. Climb profile. Coming up on our first waypoint. Gonna be a slight lefty here. Smooth flying airplane. Smooth, baby, smooth. She's so smooth. She's the smoothest. She don't get rough. She stays smooth, baby, smooth. You know what I forgot to do is turn on any sweet freaking jams. That real fast. I probably should turn on autopilot if I'm going to continue to do other things. Alright, desired track 281, that's what we're on. A little off center though, so let's, we'll go ahead and autopilot nav mode. Why are you dipping down, sucker? We'll vertical speed go up at about 2.5 maybe? 3,000. Let's get this thing up. Alright, while that's climbing, we've got plenty of speed in it right now. Climbing nice and quick. Let's go ahead and start thinking about our approach. So flight, we are expecting runway 13. Let's go look at the airport real fast. Airports for Martinsville, and let's understand our situations here. Runway 31 looks better to me. So I'm going to change it over to runway 31. Flight. Add to route. And see if there's any arrivals or approaches available. No arrivals. Is there at least an ILS approach? It's a localizer. So let's think about which one makes most sense. We're coming in runway. This says 30. I don't see a runway 31. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, maybe that's just a mistake in Navigraph, I suppose. Anyway, what we'll do is select pigs, maybe? Or do we want to come in? We'll just do final direct here. Add that. So that should bring us, we'll have to vector from Drake to U Lake. So let's plug that in over here. I thought I had a button mapped for this. Maybe I do, maybe, there we go. So what I want is First, I'm going to check that's all good. I guess I should... Actually, let's finish our climb, and then we'll do that stuff. Change it to 1,000. Alright. Departures and arrivals. We want to arrive runway 31. No star, runway 31. Approach, execute. Alright, so let's look at the chart for this real fast. Oh shoot, that's not what I meant. We're going to add that to our route again. And then, let me see the chart, please. We want to tune our localizer to 1-1. Let's go to nav1, and what is it? 111.3. 111.3. And we'll go ahead and do nav1 and 2. 1.3. That's our altitude. Coming up on 22. Very short flight. Look at that. Half an hour to go already. But we are plugged in. We are set pretty much. I'm going to go look at the legs in a moment here just to confirm, but... Oh, I never did put up flaps. There we go. That ought to pick up some freaking speed. That might explain why it's been climbing so smoothly. Alright, so let's look at our legs here. So we've got Callie, then Drake. And if we think about the way that looks over here, there's Reed. Let's add that in. R-E-A-D-E there.
Altitude.
Those are the same. Reed, then Drake, then Drake to Ulake, right? So, U-L-A-K-E. U-L-A-K-E there. Nice. I'll probably have to pop in restrictions for that. Alright, looks like vertical speed is leveling itself off at flight level 240. We are just cruising. Okay, I think we've still got a little bit of work left to do in the FMS, but let's take this brief opportunity to real quickly jump over and talk about what our mission is here. So if you have been following along in this series, you already know this. But I want to talk about it anyway, and we'll see what's happening. So, I'm a NASCAR fan. I'm a racing fan in general. I'm a motorsports fan in general. I've also kind of recently, over the last year or two, fallen in love with flight simming, and I think, okay, I'm a NASCAR fan, I'm a racing fan, I'm a sim racer. Like, these are some of my hobbies. I like this stuff. Ooh, need to put this in cruise. There we go. Overspeeding a little bit. Put the speed brake on, bring it down. There we go. Are we going to stay below? Yeah, we're good. Okay, so anyway, I thought let's combine our favorite things and do something that merges together my love of sim racing, real world racing, and flight simming. So here's what I came up with. RFK Racing is 2 cars. It's a 2-car team. Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher, and I'm tracking their finishes throughout the year and averaging them. And then there's a progressive scale here based on their performance, where from track to track, depending on how they do, we'll fly either a better plane or a slower plane. So if one of them wins a race, we're going to fly the 737 BBJ. We had this last week an average of 8.5 between the two, and so we're flying the CJ4. We've had 3 flights in that. If they have an okay race, then they'll be in the Vision Jet. Our last flight was in the Vision Jet. If they have a bad race combined, which is what we had for the first 3, then we're in the DC-3, which that's something else, going across the whole country in a DC-3. I think I did Atlanta to Vegas in that. That was 11 hours. And if there's an average in the 30s or DNFs, like if they both were to crash out and finish really, really, really badly, then we'll jump in the Seneca, right, the General Aviation twin engine. So basically, I'm following them as they're going through the season and flying whatever aircraft is warranted based on their performance. So as you can see here, they've had a few really good finishes. Chris especially has been super consistent, except for this one DNF, which was caused by a wheel that came loose. He was running in the top 5 at the time. He had that problem, but otherwise he's had a pretty good season. And Brad, man, he got caught up in both of the super speedway races, and then he's a crappy road racer. And so, you know, a little up and down there, but I think he's going to go through a really good catch up here over the next few races. They're both in the playoffs right now as far as their average scoring. They're placed in the standings. So I think RFK could stand to have a good season, if not an exceptional season. So here we are in the CJ4, and that is why. And that is why we're doing this super short flight between Richmond and Martinsville, Virginia, 2 places in the same state, in a rather quick, high-flying aircraft. I don't make the rules. Actually, I do make the rules. Those are the rules that I made, and I'm sticking to them. So, yeah. So that's the name of the game. That is what we're doing. Grab a screenshot here for future thumbnails. Link. Copy. Put that in my Discord images folder. Images. Give it a little more throttle. Make sure that speed brake's fully retracted. A little more throttle. We are perfectly on track. 4 minutes to Drake already. This is a quick flight. Hold on. Reedy. Oh, we're past Reedy. Yeah, okay, 4 minutes to Drake. Oh my god, we are so close already. Where's my top of descent? Top of descent at Drake. So how long is it going to be between Drake and U Lake? And then we want to be at 25. Let's look real quickly at the approach chart here. I want to look at the altitudes. Alright, I guess we need to get down to like 3,000, so... Super quick flight today. It's almost not even worth it to get up to 0.7 of Mach. Absolute rocket ship. Absolute rocket ship. Alright, so if I've got 8 minutes to get down to 5,000, is that what I'm saying? So that means I need to come down at 4,000 feet per minute. Basically just diving out of the sky. Martinsville traffic, Roush 617, type CJ4 Citation, preparing for descent into Martinsville, runway 31 approach. Approaching Drake now, Martinsville traffic. I didn't say my flight level. All right, let's go ahead and set our altitude back down to 3,000. And let's just see if it begins the descent automatically or if I have to do it. Let's turn on VNav here. I don't know if it will or not. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I'm going to slam on the brakes and start to bring it down. Because this is happening fast, baby. Where are you going, pal? I mean, I'm only going to have, well, 52 nautical miles, right? Yeah, I'm only going to have 8 minutes to get down. Let's just see if it starts doing it itself. Give it like 30 seconds to do it itself, and if it doesn't, then we'll start manually doing it. Without the working title mod installed, I'm not sure if VNav works in this airplane. Are you going to go down? 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 I don't think you are. So vertical speed, down, 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 down. We'll... Oh, hang on. Did it work? I think it did work. Put some speed brake in it. Okay, I think VPath is working actually. Some more speed brake in it. Quite a bit of speed brake happening there. Alright, so we have 7 minutes to get down to 5,000, right? Is that going to work? 7 times 2.5 would be 19, or is that right? 14 and then 3.5, 17.5. Okay, yeah, I guess so. See what this says. It looks like we're gonna come in and then do a sharp right. Yeah, that all makes sense. That makes sense. I think we're configured. Just gotta get down. Okay. Hold on, nav 1. Wasn't that supposed to be 111 dot something? 111.3. What the heck happened there? Nav 1, 111.3, please. Do the same for nav 2, 111.3, please. Thank you very much. Always curious to see if I can spot the speedway. Probably still way too far away. As fast as we're going. But we're coming down, almost into Martinsville. I feel okay about our descent profile here. I'm going to leave the speed brake engaged though. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit more speed brake into it. Slow us down some more. I'm going to come off with some throttle here. So that way we're not behind the airplane as we get close. 25 miles out on the radar here. So, sharp right turn coming up in 32 nautical miles, 8 minutes. Slowing down actually helped a lot with the time there. So I'm going to retract the speed brake there and allow just the reduced throttle to bring us down more comfortably. And we're past 18, so we go back to Barrow. Oh, I never did look at the METAR for Martinsville. Let's do that real fast and just look at what the altimeter is. .296.5. So we'll just poink up 1 and we're good. Near enough, it makes no difference. sip of vodka. All right. Coming into a few clouds here. Hopefully we're able to see the runway when we get there. Passing 15,000, cruising on down. Cruising on down. I'm going to go ahead and get ahead of the curve here and turn on landing lights, as you see. And let's take just a quick moment to look at the airport map for taxiing, what to expect after we land. Pretty simple. All the turnoffs will be to the right. And let's look at this not overlaid. I'd like to see just the, there we go. Where are all the labels at? Used to seeing information. Let's go ahead and put our heading and our course at 305. I see my course being adjusted here. Interesting. Why don't I see that? Okay, well, we've got heading. I guess while it's in nav mode, it's not going to do the course. Whatever. Maybe course plugs itself in. Whatever. It's doing what it's doing. Okay, coming up on 11,000, 4 minutes to go, so we need to be at 5, and then we'll have 28 nautical miles to get from 5 down to our landing. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. Runway elevation of 912 feet. I think we are okie dokie. Speeds are creeping up a little bit, but pretty steady. That's going to be the most tricky part as I make the right turn. Although, I mean, 25 nautical miles is a lot of room. Or is it only going to be 10 nautical miles when I get there? Runway 31. Martinsville traffic, Roush 617 type Citation CJ4 on base, preparing for runway 31 right turn, final approach. Martinsville traffic. Passing 8,000. I gotta remember to say altitudes. I'm not good at knowing exactly what to say with local area calls, local traffic calls. It's not something I've studied a lot. So I don't do a lot of VFR flying. Maybe I should do more of that for practice. I do a lot of IFR on VATSIM. Not a lot of... Oh, we got overspeeds. Hit that brake. Speed brake deploy. Speed brake deploy. Let's come off on the throttle some more. It's okay. I was about to start thinking about slowing us down anyway. I didn't notice it was creeping up like that. Passing 7,400, 7,300. That speed brake out now. Uh-oh. Please contact me 124350. 24350. I don't know what that's called. GSO approach. That's really bad timing to have ATC come online right then. Greensboro. Greensboro approach. Greensboro approach, Roush 617 with you. Passing 5,000 for Martinsville, runway 31. I don't hear anything. Disconnect. Connect. Connect.
Roush 617, Greensboro, good afternoon. The altimeter is 29, correction, the Greensboro altimeter is 2965, one able, say approach request out of Martinsville.
2965, ready to approach into Martinsville. Now passing U Lake for the right turn into runway 31.
Roush 617, I heard is that the localizer runway 31 or the RNAV 31?
Apologies, localizer runway 31.
Roush 617, Udder, are you direct, what are you direct to right now?
Say again?
What are you direct to?
U Lake.
Okay, Roush 617, correctly, U Lake, cross U Lake at or above 3,000. Correction, cleared localizer, runway 31 approach, and I'm out into Blue Ridge.
Cleared to Blue Ridge, runway 31, localizer approach, thank you very much. Kind of got me flustered with the late with the late ATC. All right, so we're in cruise here. Landing lights are on. We're at 5, and we've got some time here. We got about 4 minutes before we're going to be down. Do we see the runway yet? Let's see. Aha, there's a runway. So let's go ahead and we're at 3,000 here.
For 617, there's no traffic observed between you and the Blue Ridge Airport. Report cancellation of IFR or missed approach on this frequency. Frequency changes approved.
Frequency change approved. Back over to Unicom 122.8. Thank you very much. Roush 617.
For 617, just advise cancellation of IFR or on this frequency.
Roger that, will do. Okay, let's put in one notch of flaps. And we'll take out the speed brake. Keep a bit of speed into it here as we continue to descend. Let's go ahead and vertical speed down. Bit altitude down to 2,000, down to altitude. That's too fast. Down to 2,000 altitude, and vertical speed down, say 400, 4 or 5. All right, do we see the racetrack? Do we see the racetrack? Do we see the racetrack? We do not. Probably over there somewhere. That might be it right there, I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and drop our gear. And we're going to go ahead and remove the autopilot and start flying this in manually. Eyeball it down. gear here. 3 green, no red. Looking
Piedmont departure, UPS 1145 Heavy is with you at 2,900, climbing up to 5,000.
UPS 1145 Heavy, Greensboro departure. Good afternoon. Good, our contact. Lima maintain 1-2000.
Got some crosswinds happening
Up
here.
to 1-3000 for UPS 1145 Heavy.
UPS 1145 Heavy, 1-2000, 12,000.
Correction, 12,000, my apologies, for UPS 1145 Heavy.
Up a little bit. Hey, Greensboro approach Route 617 at 5 miles short final here. Going to go ahead and switch over to Unicom now. Thank you.
Bridge 617, roger. Cancel IFR, just, you want to keep your IFR flight plan open.
We can cancel IFR from here.
Okay, Bridge 617, IFR cancellation received. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved. You have a good night.
Squawk VFR frequency change approved. Thank you very much. Route 617. And we'll change our squawk over to 1, 2... doing too many things at one time here. 0, 0. Alright, I don't see PAPI lights. I want PAPI lights. They really help. But I feel like I'm okay here. I'm coming a little bit off canted here, but I think I've got a little crosswind action happening. Martinsville traffic, Route 617, type CJ4 citation on short 3 miles final for runway 31 into Martinsville. Martinsville traffic. Here we go. Now I can start to see some PAPI lights. Is that 2 white, 2 red, or is it all whites? Yeah, 2 whites, 2 red. I'm perfect on the glide slope. It looks like. Looking good, looking good. Flying it manually. A little high. Okay, let's come off the throttle a bit. Off the throttle a lot. We got 4 whites now, out of nowhere. Go another notch of flaps. Slow us down some more. Coming in way high. Come on, baby. Nose down a bit. Give us some throttle back. Don't want to overdo it. Who put that tree right there? Okay, coming in low now. Okay, we'll just gently ease it down here. A little off center. I didn't want to hit that tree and have it. Alright, speed brake deploy. Full reverse. Oh, man. It came in. That look at that windsock. It's like, bro, go to the right. It was a nasty crosswind. It kind of threw me for a bit of a loop there. Alright, is there a turnoff up here? I see blue. I think there is. Alright, and that was the short hop from Richmond to Martinsville. Fun little series. And if there was one, though, that I wouldn't have minded doing in the Seneca or the DC-3, it would have been this one, though, right? I mean, super short. 30 minutes in the air? Come on. Alright, where would rich and famous race car drivers park? I don't see an FOB at all. What's all this up here? FOB, that's the military in me. It's not a forward operating base. It's an FBO. What is this joint up here? Because that's where I should park, yeah? Well, I see I'm ground marshal there. We'll just assume that. And there's one of my Senecas. Taxi light is on. Ha! Okay, we're gonna go over here now. There we go. I see you, champ. It just kept going. Like the brake just didn't even work. What the hell is that? That's all good. We'll park it right here. We're fine with that. We're fine with that. We only killed 3 people today. That's good. All right, parking brake is on. We're going to go ahead and turn off the left engine. We'll retract our speed brake, retract our flaps. I don't know what that thing does. What does that do? Oh, friction. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go around the airplane and I guess turn off the other engine. Close our shields. And turn off strobe, nav, taxi, landing, and beacon. Turn off the avionics and battery and alternator. And here we are on the ground in Martinsville. Hopefully not very far from the airport. I'm sorry, from the racetrack, because that's where these boys need to go. So that was fun. Thanks for hanging out. If you hung out, shortest flight of this series, I think, probably for the whole series. You know, I mean, Virginia to Martinsville is not exactly a long way. So, you know, that was a fun little thing to do. Oh, quick note for this series, for those of you who watch regularly, I'm going to be traveling out of the country for my job in the next week or so here, so I will not be around to do the flight from, what is it? Let's see. It's going to be from and to, so from Martinsville to Texas. Let's hope they do well in Martinsville, because that'll be a long flight in a DC-3 or a Seneca. But from Martinsville to Texas, I won't be around. I'm still going to do the flight, but it'll probably be like a week or so after. I might be catch up for a little bit. So this whole Martinsville, Texas, Talladega sequence, I'm likely to be a little behind on getting this on getting this series up online. So I hope you had a fun time today. I certainly did. Love flying these things. It's a good time. It's always a good time. And thanks for hanging out. Catch you next time.